Ascension in motion. It is an interesting week for us, the week of October 13th through to 19th. I had to really sit with this energy for a little bit before I could fully translate it because it's a bit off. It's a bit um like I want to say heavy, but not really heavy. It's just a bit confusing for us this week. We're in this timeline of massive acceleration with our own ascension and our own awakening. Having said that, you have to do the work, and the work is self awareness. And this is kind of the theme of the week. We're going to see quite a few of our loved ones who aren't aware, who aren't willing to be self aware, kind of go into a little bit of darkness, go into that little bit of void. It's like the kickstart of their dark night of the soul in the awakening journey. So, oof, we got to hold on. We got to be supportive. We've got to be loving. So, there's a lot of direction for us on how to navigate. And I feel like that's what we're going to be doing all week long is navigating. How do we navigate the people that we love? How do we navigate their heavy emotions? And how do we navigate ourselves during that process? So, the overall theme is going to be what is your perception, right? I had this incredible honor, probably the highlight of my career to date, of teaching a program called The Way Out. I did that on Wednesday the 8th. The recording is still available if you want to reach out to Cindy at reachout@diamond.com. It was the most beautiful content and it's so life altering because we're moving through this timeline of unraveling shame. That's the baseline suppression within your human experience is the vibration of shame. And what that actually is the non-remembrance that you are the vibration of love. So we're going to be being having this energy pushed at us. And as we're navigating this week, because it is navigating, we're going to be looking at, am I looking at someone's potential or am I looking at the fractions of myself that was there once upon a time? If we can do that, we can offer a lot more love and support in the energy. Um, we can really change the vibration that we're sharing with them. There's 12 universal principles. They're all in my book. In the Way Out program that I taught, we did an accelerated version or a more ascended version of the 12 principles. But what you need to know about this is vibration, the principle of vibration. You're going to be radiating a vibration. Everybody in your world is going to be radiating a vibration. And the principle of attraction or law of attraction is responding to those things. So we're going to be tempted to go into solutioning and looking at someone's potential and really wanting it for them, but that's not what's supportive. That would trigger off any shame that they have in regards to not being enough, not being worthy, being judged, being abandoned. So we really want to tread lightly this week. So let's break it down day by day. We're going to start with Monday's energy. So Monday's energy, this is the 13th. Exactly what we were just talking about. This is going to be people looking at what's deep within our system. What are those limitations that we have? So I want you to be super hyper aware, self aware of what am I feeling? What am I projecting? Is it something that needs love poured onto it? Does it need to be healed? Does it need to be honored? Does it need to be seen? The answer is going to be yes. We're all moving through really dissembling fear, shame, self loathing, toxic vulnerability, self victimization. Life is hard. It's too challenging. I'm exhausted. I don't want to do it. We're going to be feeling a little bit of this. But for those of us that are on page that have been using these energy forecasts that are channeled sessions here, we are going to be like, fucking got this. Let's go. Because self awareness is a treasure hunt. And every time you find something, you ascend. When you find it, you pour love on it, you heal it, you ascend more and more and more. So Monday's energy is what's moving through you, with you, for you. And can we just be the observer, be compassion, be loving, be nurturing, be like, yeah, I know it's really hard. I remember that. I resonate with that. We don't want to say things like, oh, I totally understand, because you don't. You're not walking in their shoes. So I resonate with that. And I know it feels really heavy. Like you're doing great. We want to be supportive. So this is the vibe. So very cautious on what's coming out of our energy and what we're putting or out of our mouth and what we're putting into our energy field on Monday. That's what's going to support you in really truly ascending and getting to your highest timeline. And then you want to do that with yourself as well. We're not going into criticism. We're not shaming the shame. We're holding it and pouring love onto it. Okay. As we move into Tuesday's energy, so this is the 14th. The 14th's energy is going to be what are you breathing? What are you breathing life into? We are going to be receiving our own reflection and our own vibration very intensely over the next 3 years. Like this is, and then beyond that. But this is the timeline that's like acceleration over the next 3 years. We're going to see beautiful shifts within society structures, in the expectation, in letting go of trying to be accepted and instead being authentic. So Tuesday's energy is going to be about, what are you breathing life into? Where are you putting your focus? What are you focused on? Whatever you're focused on is what you are creating, what you are pulling into your experience. So if you're focused on the lack within the people of your life, this week is all about the reflection of the people in our life. Um, if you're focused on their lack, their stagnation, their frustration, if you're looking at them as like, get it together, then you're going to be creating chaos for yourself and you're going to be slowing down their evolution. It's a big responsibility this week for those of us that are hyper aware to walk in honor, to walk in compassion, to walk in love. So, what are you putting your focus on? I want you to put alarms in your phone on Tuesday. Where are my thoughts? What is my focus on? And it's not that we want to ignore those things, but we want to move into self inner conversation. So if your focus is on lack, then you're going to be like, okay, what's the opposite of this? Because through the principle of polarity, whatever we're experiencing, the exact opposite is available to the highest outcome. So if you're all great, it can get bigger and better. So this or better is your mantra. If you're experiencing frustration, stagnation, then what is the opposite? And am I willing to allow myself to play in receiving that? Am I willing to let that come into my life? So we're very mindful on Tuesday of what we're putting our energy in towards. On Wednesday, so the 15th, Wednesday's a little bit of a different vibe. This is one of two vibes. It's going to be, I want to walk away from it all, right? We've got this like frustration energy. So if you're not doing the work and you're not self-aware, you're gonna want to bolt. You're gonna want to be like, peace out. I'm done with this. I don't want to do it. So an could be a day of conflict. So be really careful about how you're communicating. Be really careful about your intentions in your conversation. This could be a day of just wanting to give up, or the other energy is, I know where I'm going and it's safe for me to be great. It's safe for me to receive. It's safe for me to step into these things. And so we really want to focus on that vibe, because through that, the principle of inspired action means every bit of information, every stepping stone is going to be moving through you, with you, for you. It is a day of clarity. It's a day of action. It's a day of like, here I go. So you could be feeling amazing with this vibe. But if you're not doing it, then you're going to be like, peace, and you're going to want to run. As we move into Thursday's energy, so Thursday the 16th, this is a day of deep inner reflection. So again, the contrast, the polarity of this day is going to be, I can't get my head above water. Like I just can't. I'm drowning in this. I'm frustrated with this. They're not changing. They're not leveling up. They're not being the things that I want them to be. We don't let yourself do that, because you're going to feel like you're drowning or you're suffocating or you're overwhelmed. Instead, it is a day of reflection. This is an incredible day to go to your journal and say, where is there lack in my life? And you're going to label out all the areas that there's lack. And then you're going to ask yourself, what is it that I truly desire? If you don't know what you desire, how do you align with it? So we're going to get really clear and really realistic. This isn't about, I want the yacht and the big house and the fancy cars and $1 million and I want to be famous and I want to be in divine purpose. Like, no, it's, what do I desire to experience in my day to day life right now? And then you're going to let inspired action guide you to that. So journal, get clear. Last week, I spent an hour journaling 3 freaking pages to find the root of something. So I just want you to go on a discovery process in your journal on Thursday. As we move into Friday's energy, again, this polarity is picking up speed. It's going to be anger. So, one of two vibes: anger, frustration, conflict, spicy. You're going to be pissed off in traffic. You're going to be pissed off at the bank or the grocery store. You're just going to be, I don't want to do this. And the people in your life who are unaware are going to be feeling frustrated or depressed. So, the other vibe of this is inner power. So, if you've been following along, you've been doing the work, your inner power is going to expand drastically. So you're going to have a sense of knowing how powerful you are. So to support you, you're going to go into, what is your definition of power? Is your definition, I talk about this quite a bit, so I don't mean to be redundant, but it's important that we look at this. When we're children, we've had abusers, right? And we've had angry people in our lives. And so they would pour out their passion or their power in a very weak way by abusing or manipulating or any of those things. So instead, Power is the consciousness you are. It is your superpower. Your love is your superpower. And you can stand fully in that energy and allow that to expand, to create, and to pull in all the things you deserve. So have a look at your power. I am willing to explore my power. I am willing to be powerful. I am willing to stand here fiercely. It's such an incredible timeline right now. Um, I've been in the thick of it. It took me over 20 hours to write the program The Way Out. And it changed my life writing the program and helped me embody it even more. And then through that, with my higher self, my oversoul, the galactic teams that I work with, they've really pushed me and encouraged me to step into becoming the ultimate manifester, and seducing my life. So I'm going to be running a program starting the 22nd called Seduce Your Life. It's for she's and they's only. We just operate a little bit differently. And then eventually I'll run a he and they group. Um, but right now we're just targeting the good creators. So learning to seduce your life through your power, through your superpower, through your predominant vibration. Mine's freedom. Yours might be compassion. It might be acceptance. It might be joy or anything like that. So you want to kind of play with your energy a little bit and be like, I'm going to use this as my superpower. I am powerful. Okay. As we move into the weekend, Saturday is going to be one of two vibes. It's going to be a clusterfuck in the mind. So you're going to be like overloaded over like your to-do list, all the tabs are running at the same time, right? A lot of um a lot of thought. And this could look like really processing your value, your worth, your desires, your journey. It could look like really digesting shame and being like, what is this going on within me? What's holding me back? It could just be your to-do list and the chaos. Our loved ones are going to be all up in here. They're not going to be very present. So for you, we want to get present. We want to stay present all day long. We want to put the chaos aside and be like, okay, I am open to receiving more. And as we do that, as we create space within the mind, it is a day of downloads. It's a day of expansion of universal wisdom. It's an expansion of your direction. It's inspired action. It is clarity if you let it be. So really pay attention to being present and positive all day. And then as we move into Sunday's energy, we're going to be taking all of that information that we allowed to move through us and we're going to have clarity. This is about deep ancestral universal wisdom and direction. This is about knowing where you're going, knowing that you were supported, knowing that you are everything, that you are one with everything. It's an incredible, incredible vibration. And a lot of us are learning to become, and this is what I'm teaching in Seduce Your Life, to becoming a portal for universal flow to move through you to create the highest possible outcome. So you're going to have the onset of that energy on Sunday or a little bit of clarity towards it. Or you're going to be feeling supercharged or super passionate or super excitable. Like you're just going to be like, oh, I've got this. Now, with that, the polarity being, it is an eight for expansion. It is a knowing for expansion, is what it's meant to be. Like, I know what's coming. I know what I'm doing. I know my worth. I know my power. I got this. This is so good. But for those that are unaware, it's going to be a heightened eight for more, an ache for more confirmation, signier signs, an ache for divine purpose, an ache for love, an ache for reconnection. So be that for them. Be open to the people in your life so that they can truly connect with you. That's what's going to bring you to your highest timeline. Incredible, beautiful, phenomenal energy. I won't be live this week. I'm going on a little bit of a hiatus for 2 weeks. I've got a tremendous amount of downloads moving through me that I'm really being guided to put down on paper and organize and eventually bring that. I'm going to be bringing a really spectacular program forward in November, a very intimate program. Um, so I'm going to plant seeds for that because I have seen there's a total of 20 participants, but I'm doing it in smaller groups of five. Um, I have seen you. I've seen you, and you know because you've seen me or you've heard me in your head or you've felt me. So you're one of them. So brace yourself for November because we're going to do a lot of amazing work. But in the meantime, seduce your life. That is where my she's and theys get your asses in there because it is game changing content. Um, I'm really going to take you as far as I've gotten, which is being the ultimate creator of my experience. So I'm going on a hiatus from the 13th through to the 27th, except for my one on one students. You'll still see me. But I'm going to pre record all the weeks for us so that we've got some direction and we know where we're going. So continue to soar, believe in yourself, own your power. And until I see you again, go look in the mirror and find all of the reasons to say, thank you. I love you.